And it's a slow growing cancer. And so they think I'd had it for probably about 10 years. I've never smoked. It's not caused by any kind of lifestyle decisions. It's just pure bad luck. And so, yeah, so they said, it's slow growing. We think you've probably had it for about 10 years. And by this point, it was really filling up my trachea, and I was breathing out of the tiniest of bits. And so they were like, this is serious. So it was a real blow. And ultimately, the thing about this salivary gland cancer and others that are in this area is they're rare, they're poorly understood, there's a lack of drug therapies, they don't respond to chemotherapy or radiotherapy. Often there's late diagnosis, as there was for me, and there can be a poor prognosis as well. So really, we're raising awareness through the Salivary Gland Cancer UK charity, in clinical and patient communities, to kind of drive forward research, information, just so that no one with one of these rare cancers feels alone and feels like I did, which was because at that time there was really nothing.
As you said, Dr. Rob Metcalf, who's an NHS oncologist, is with us. Hi, Rob.
Hi there.
I guess I don't need to say why is this particular cancer lacking in love when it comes to research, because if it is rare and unusual, there's a sort of logic there. But how much difference could a bit of attention in some laboratories do?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference, really. So, I mean, if you think about how do we change things, well, we can only change the treatments we give by knowing more about the disease, studying the biology of the disease. So, what makes this one particular cancer different from all the others. You need to know that so that you know why the treatment for this cancer would be different. So that's your sort of laboratory research. And then on the other side, you have the clinical research, i.e. clinical trials with patients in hospitals and trial units. And you also need that side of research as well. So once you get your discoveries in the lab, you need to translate that to new treatments and then test them against whatever's the current standard, be that sometimes that is no treatment if there is no standard treatment, and sometimes there is a current best practice. But that's how we change things.
And eventually I was diagnosed with this rare cancer, adenoid cystic carcinoma, and it was a life-altering sentence. In that moment, my world shifted and completely changed, and my journey, like so many others, became one of uncertainty and of fear. So treatment for this cancer then was pretty grueling. It involved multiple surgeries, so a patient at Primfield Hospital and also radiotherapy at Southend Hospital. But quite simply, I had to learn how to walk again, how to talk again, to eat and drink. So these are things that we just take for granted in our daily life. But life went on, but my journey, as I said, 10 years ago, it didn't end with treatment. And I've become involved with Salivary Gland Cancer UK charity, and I've been part of that charity for about 4 years now.
Yeah. So what kind of things do you need help with in terms of, because you mentioned it's lagging decades behind other cancers. So what are you hoping comes from raising awareness about it? What are the key areas you think need to be addressed?
I think for an individual who may have these same symptoms, that, don't give up. If your body is trying to tell you something and you feel you're not can listen to, then just keep going back to your GP. And I think wider than that, though, it's about a community and bringing people together, both academics, researchers, patients, carers, and that's very much what the charity is striving to do. We are undertaking research in this rare cancer. And even in the 4 years that I've been part of the charity, we are starting to see improvements been made.
Go for more information.
We've set up a UK charity Salivary Gland Cancer UK. If you look online, salivaryglandcancer.uk, there's information about the charity and lots of information resources available there. We meet quarterly with patients or advocates or caregivers or people who are interested in attending around the country. So the website will sort of highlight where the next meetings are. The benefit that people get is through peer support, so they meet other people in the same position. We provide both kind of medical and scientific information, but social and practical information as well. And we try and really set the agenda for these meetings based on what people are asking for. People want to donate to the charity to support the research and to support the patient group. They can do that on the website.